Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Thor and this is Anthropology. Thank you for joining me in today's video. I hope you enjoy it as well. It's a bit of a gloomy day here in Vancouver, so I thought I would change up the lighting a little bit and make it a bit more cozy. So this video is going to be quite interesting. It's going to be talking about why every brand now seems to be creating an ultra luxury, very simple tote style bag that seems to be their answers to the Birkin. So this video will be broken down into 3 parts. The first part will be talking about 5 bags in particular from 4 major brands that seem to be their answers to the Birkin. The second part will be discussing, are they really Birkin equivalents? What is the distinguisher between a Birkin and potentially these bags? And then the third part is why these brands are doing it, or why I believe they're doing it. So this is what we have on the agenda for today. If you're a new viewer or subscriber, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy this one as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I have been, looking around and I've been seeing that there are a lot of new bags coming out that are ridiculously expensive and like tiers and tiers and tiers above some of the brand's other pieces. So the one that really got me, well, I guess there were 3 bags and 3 brands that essentially really sort of brought this to my attention. The first one was the Conti bag from Celine. Now, Celine launched this bag, I believe spring, summer 2022, and it was on every single model that Eddie sent down the runway. This bag is extortionately expensive for even Celine. It starts at $8,400 for the teen size and it comes in, I believe, 4 colors. And then it is around $8,900 for the larger size, and these are in Canadian dollars. It comes in a variety of different leathers in the larger size, from just regular calfskin to suede to embossed suede croc, and then crocodile skin, but that is price available upon request. So don't get to see the price there, but I bet it's around like 30-40K to be honest. But I was seeing this bag and to me, this just looks like a plain regular tote bag to be honest. But when I saw the price, I was like, and in what world do they think people are gonna be buying that bag for that price? When I was like looking into this bag and looking into the pricing, the outside is fully calfskin, the inside is fully lambskin. But this is not different for Celine bags. If I look at the nano luggage tote, for example, which is similar size to the teen Conti bag, there is a over $4,000, almost $5,000 price difference in between the 2 bags, and yet the Celine Nano is fully leather on the outside, suede on the inside. Now, I want to know what you all think of this. The larger size looks very Birkin-esque. It's just a very structured tote, 4 feet on the bottom, 2 handles on the top. It seems to have a belt. The belts seem to be having a moment, but the pricing just seems so high for Celine, and it seems to be their answer to the Birkin. Now, I think this bag is a bit too plain for the price that it commands. And Celine has gone a bit up and down with their pricing. Even the 16 is very, very expensive, around $5,000. So when they came out with this one approaching 8, after tax, it's over 10,000. I was really shook. Now, I don't know, they didn't really say much about this bag, whether it's handmade, whether it's got like real gold finishing. So that's the first one that really sort of like put it on my radar, that I was like, oh wow. And this one came out over 2 years ago at this point. So I was like, wow, okay, so something's happening here. Big bags are back, and very expensive big bags are back. Yeah, let me know what you think about this one as we make our way through. Now, the next one I want to talk about is a Miu Miu bag. So this is the Miu Miu Aventure Napa leather bag. This one is very similar to the Celine Conti bag, but for significantly less pricing. It sort of starts and they only have one size, and it comes in 2 colors, brown and black. And this one retails for $3,950 US dollars. And this one looks very similar. It seems to just be a structured tote. It seems to have a belt. I guess belts are having a moment as well. Debossed Miu Miu on the front. This one is also giving Birkin large tote vibes. It is very nice, but I'm just like, $3,950 sounds like a better price compared to $9,400 for the same bag from Celine. Now, Miu Miu's sister Prada has come out with two versions. One is a belt bag, which is very similar to the two that I mentioned before, and the other one is a different type of belt bag that is very similar to the Row Margaux. It is basically a dupe, it's basically a carbon copy. So the Prada belt bag, this one came out, I believe, last year, and it came out in a few different variations, most of them in their classic Napa calfskin, and then they also did some with a exotic crocodile belt. I couldn't find anything on the exotic versions because they seem to be off the website, but for the regular belt, it comes in two sizes, a smaller size, which retails for around 5,300 Canadian, which is very expensive, but still below 8,400, and a larger size for 8,100. Now, Prada's pricing is quite a bit different, and especially compared to Celine's. So Celine's, the fact that there's only really a $400 to $1,000 difference between the two sizes, whereas for Prada, it's basically $3,000 to $4,000 price difference, I think is quite drastic. But what's interesting about the Prada one is that the Prada embossing is done in 22 karat gold, which I guess at least you get something, at least you get some form of gold for like legitimate gold, not just like brass or plating or anything like that. Like it's legitimately stamped in gold leaf, which not a justification for the price in any way, shape, or form, but it seems to be more in line, I guess, with Prada's overall pricing because a lot of their Saffiano bags now, like the Galleria totes, are pushing 6,000-7,000. A few years ago, those were around $3,000. So I'm like, what happened to Prada? And why are their prices so crazy? Maybe I'm just out of the loop. That's what I have seen. It also is quite interesting because the belt is an actual functional belt, unlike the other two where the belt is attached to the bag and you can't really do anything with it. This one, it seems like the belt is removable. You can wear it in other ways. And they do have two versions, one with a large belt that you can wear and another one with multiple belts that sort of hook into each other. But again, it seems like a very plain bag. Just Prada buckle bag with a belt for 8,100 is a lot. But their next one, this one, it's called the large leather tote bag with buckles. Now this one is 6,700. It's more reminiscent of the Row Margaux 15. I believe that's like the correct sizing. But this one looks exactly the same. Like they might as well have just taken the exact design and the exact print for the Margaux bag and just put a Prada logo on it. Like it looks exactly the same, even down to the sides, down to the dimensions. It looks very similar, but the pricing is quite a bit different. Or, well, the pricing is more in line with the Rose pricing, I would say, and it comes in a brown and black. Now, the last one, which I'm going to talk about, which a lot of people are talking about as like the new Birkin, is the Row Margaux. Obviously, it comes in 3 to 4 sizes, because there's also like the East-West versions, ranging from 4,720 Canadian to 9,320 for the largest version in suede. So this one is obviously priced quite differently than the Birkin. Sold out everywhere constantly, but people are loving it because of, I guess, the minimal branding, but also the high quality leather that the Row seems to utilize. And this one, I really like the 10 size. I think the 10 size is really nice. I would probably go for that size, especially in like this natural calf or natural brown leather. I really like it. The one thing is like the price is quite high for the branding to be so minimal and for, I believe, like the Row to be such a new brand. Like, will the Row last beyond a contemporary brand, becoming a heritage brand? Like, who knows? Only time will tell. But these are the 4 brands that really seem to be pushing for their Birkin alternative. So let me know what you think of these bags down below. Do you agree that they are Birkin alternatives? And now we're going to talk about, I guess, them in relation to the Birkin bag itself. So the Birkin bag is iconic. I don't think it needs any introduction, especially within this community. But the Birkin bag has a hefty price, and it is a impossible bag to procure from the store. Hermes is like actually being sued as we speak in a class action lawsuit because of how consumers perceive the practices that the brand perpetuates in order for them to procure the bags. So it seems like these brands are coming out with alternatives to the Birkin bag in order to capitalize on the market that feels slighted by Hermes or feels potentially unable to procure the bag. However, the Birkin bag comes in almost every single color that you can ever think of, is hand-stitched, handcrafted. The one thing about these other brands, they do not release any information on how the bags are crafted. So I don't know if they're hand stitched. I don't know if they're handmade. I don't know what goes into it. It doesn't seem like many are created in exotics. But the Birkin also has transcended the pre-loved market into becoming this ultimate status symbol. It's sort of like the top of the pyramid, and all of these other brands are jostling for position in order to make their way to be either at the same level as Hermes or slightly under it, like the next level. And I don't think these bags are necessarily Birkin level. They are similar to the Birkin. They are Birkin-esque, but I don't think they are Birkin equivalents. I think they are nice tote bags, but I don't think they will command the same respect within the fashion realm and within consumers as a whole in order to have consumers justify the price that they are asking for. Like $10,000 for a Celine bag that is like a plain brown tote bag. That's too much. Like it's kind of giving us nothing, you know? It's sort of just like, it's there. It's like the ultimate quiet luxury. And that's gonna lead us into our next point, which is why I think the brands are doing this. So part one, I think, is to capitalize on the grievances that people potentially have with Hermes and how people can go about purchasing Hermes bags. A whole class action lawsuit has been created, basically people expressing their grievances around how to get a bag, saying it's basically impossible, that you have to buy other stuff in order to buy this bag. Whereas these brands, you do not have to do that. These bags are readily available for purchase for anybody that has the means to do so. Whereas Hermes, it's sort of exclusive. The whole thing revolves around exclusivity of the product, of the brand, who's seen wearing it and whatnot. And then the next part is also the shift away from very loud luxury to ultra quiet luxury, clean girl aesthetic. You know, what would the Sophia Richie's wear? What would the Kylie Jenners wear in the search and in the, I guess, effort to be minimalist, or at least not be super loud with the luxury, like in your face. I think also as like the economy changes, brands have shifted their focus away from mass market consumption to the elite 1% clients that can afford and not be impacted by the economic woes that regular people are faced with. And by targeting these ultra luxury clients, by creating an offering that is basically tailored just for them, like you and I potentially, like I know I'm not going to be out there buying a $10,000 bag that's this big from Celine. I believe these brands are targeting the clients that maybe already have everything from Hermes. Maybe they already have everything from Chanel. Maybe they already have everything from LV. And so they're creating a new tier of product offering for these clients in what I'm like prophesizing in order to capture part of the market of the ultra rich that have the means to spend in upwards of $10,000 on a handbag. I'm definitely curious to know if these brands will continue to produce and promote these bags, given that they are so expensive and they sort of are not really anything that exciting design-wise. I'm not reinventing the wheel. They're creating a classic leather tote bag. Like it's not something like new and revolutionary. But I'm definitely curious to know what you all think. Do you think that these bags are an answer to the Birkin? Do you think that they're potentially easier to get than the Birkin, so it's like more appealing? I mean, the lower priced ones like the Miu Miu one, that is definitely like not an answer to the Birkin. I think that one's just chasing the trend that these other brands are doing, like Celine, which did it a few years ago, like the Row, who has sort of like surged in popularity now. But the Row is also becoming very exclusive and very hard to get, and it's sort of like the Margaux bag has really ricocheted into top tier luxury brand territory. So let me know what you all think of this video. Let me know what you think of the brands and the bags that I've selected to show you. Let me know what you think in relation to the Birkin. And yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.